Alright, how's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to make a quick update showing you guys about Tesla's earnings that they just announced for the fourth quarter of 2020. And with that, they actually announced a brand new, basically a Model S, a whole redesign, and a Model X redesign in terms of the interior. Not so much the outside of the car, but there has been updates to the outside of the car, stuff like that. And in my opinion, it basically blows the competition out of the water even more. Whatever gap the competition actually caught up to Tesla in terms of quality and how good they are in terms of speed, stuff like that, it has completely, in my opinion, blown them out of the water. And I'm going to be telling you that and giving you the some of the earnings, stuff like that. So this is basically the earnings. Now, if you look at Tesla stock, right, it's at 830. It is dipping after hours pretty good. Like, I want to say it's crashing or anything, but it's down 3-4%. It was down at 1.67% after hours. So it went from like almost 900 to basically touching low 800s. And in my opinion, if you are not in Tesla stock yet and you're looking to like double your money, triple your money, obviously that's probably not too realistic. But if you're a long-term investor and you're think that Tesla is going to get to $1 trillion market cap, then there is definitely some upside into the stock. That's personally why I'm not selling. I'm personally obviously still holding my Tesla shares, but whatever, I do have a little, I have like 10 shares I think in my Robinhood. I don't use Robinhood too often, but with the small position that I have, obviously it's not that small anymore, but I'm definitely still holding it. I do think this can definitely hit $1 trillion. So for those people that have still not bought Tesla stock, and maybe this might be a good opportunity since it is going down quite a bit. The reason why it is dipping today is because basically they haven't had an earnings call yet, so the stock might do anything within the earnings call because Elon Musk might say or announce something. Elon Musk might say something that will completely drive the stock crazy. But what we know so far within the Tesla's earnings that they announced is that their EBITDA isn't, or not their EBITDA, their EPS isn't quite met there, and that's basically why the stock is falling. But that's some short-term stuff in my opinion. Don't even look at the EPS right now. They're growing so fast that, I mean, the EPS, if they're making a little bit of profit now or a lot of profit, at the end of the day, the amount of profit they're going to be making in a year, two, and just decades in the future is nowhere close to why an EPS right now would even matter. It has like missing a few dollars of EPS, in my opinion, won't even matter. Not even close in the long term. So that's the reason why it's dipping in the short term. But yeah, that is why it's dipping. Now, if we look, actually, let's just go straight to their site. Basically, they released a Model S, a brand new Model S. This blows it out of like any competition out of the water. So up until this point, I believe Lucid Motors and stuff like that, car manufacturers, I think Lucid Motors probably got the closest to Tesla. I'm not going to do a comparison in this video, but basically they're like bringing some pretty good numbers in terms of range. Now, this is the brand new Model S. If we look at the range it's getting, 520 miles of range with the new Plaid Plus. Now, obviously, this Model S has, I mean, the price tag's pretty expensive, right? It's at $133,000 starting. It's probably a little more without incentives. Now, that's pretty expensive. But if we look at 520 miles of range, that literally blows the competition out of the water. I believe Lucid got 300 miles plus, right? But 520 miles, that's nothing the competition can even get close to building. Now, the reason why this car has so much range is because they're using the brand new battery technology. I don't think they have pictures in their thing, but they are using the new battery technology in specifically the Plaid Plus. So if you guys watch Battery Day, they basically announced like the new batteries they're using. That's basically why the range is so much. But if you go to the normal Plaid, you only get 390, which is still pretty darn good. Like even the normal long range gets 400. That's really good. The best Ford Mustang can do about 350, and that's not even tested yet. Like, we don't know if it's real or not. Can do about 320. I don't know, not even 350. It can do about 320. So 410, 412 for just a long range, $72,000. That is pretty decent in my opinion. But the crazy part is Tesla has very largely been criticized for their interior. Like, if you want a luxury car, most likely you're not going to get a Tesla because you can get a nice Porsche. People who are like in the very high like income levels, right? Yeah, you're making millions a year. You want a really good luxury car. Let's say you're looking for an electric luxury car. You're probably gonna go for a Porsche Taycan. That's 150,000. But remember, money's not a problem for you. You have unlimited money. You're most likely gonna go for a Porsche because the interior is so nice, right? And until now, Model S's have had pretty, I wouldn't say bad interiors, but the interiors weren't anything insane. They were very simple, maybe even cookie cutter, some would say. But if you look at the new interior for the Model S, like this is a brand, they updated their website. How do I even look at the interior? Okay, this is basically what it looks like now. It is actually pretty good. And okay, wait, interior. Okay, here we go. Let's go to feature details. Basically, they updated their interior. It actually, I think, looks insane. Basically, it has a brand new, the steering wheels are pretty good, but the back of the car literally has a built-in gaming system and entertainment system, like built in to the back of the car. It has 10 teraflops of power. Like, I don't even know what that means, but I'm pretty sure 1 teraflop is like a really high-end computer. So 10 teraflops, I think that's pretty insane, but I don't know why it needs that. It has climate controls in the back as well. It has a brand new steering wheel, which I think is pretty good because the top of the steering wheel usually interferes with your dashboard. So I think that's pretty sick. The speakers are pretty cool. The glass, but I guess this gets a pretty good back view of the Model S. That, I don't know about you, but that looks like a really, really premium interior. So the fact that they actually beefed up their interior that much with this new Model S, in my opinion, I think now if rich people are trying to go for a Model S or go for a Porsche, I think they're going to go for a Model S, in my opinion. Not only is it a lot faster, not only does it have a lot more range, not only can you charge a lot more, but now they've literally, in my opinion, sealed the nail in the coffin. Now their interior is probably better, if not can match with Porsches. Now, I don't know about the materials. Obviously, no one has this car in their hands yet, so who knows? Maybe the material is absolute trash, but from looking at it, from what we have so far, I think the interior looks actually pretty insane. Now, if you look at the Model X, they updated slightly in terms of the exterior as well. And I do think it looks really cool. Like if you buy a Model X that's black, this is the new plaid Model X. If you like get a black Model X with black rims, like that gives me like suburban vibes. That's actually pretty insane. Like that's fully blacked out. Stock, like you can fully black out the car from stock, which I feel like a lot of high-end rich people would actually do, in my opinion. I mean, the car's 125K, same interior, but I feel like they're cutting costs a lot by having the exact same interior in both cars. If you have a whole different interior in one car than the other, you're gonna lose a lot of money on like manufacturing, stuff like that. Because remember, they make these cars in one factory. The Model S and Model X is both in California and Fremont, so that is that. But yeah, that also, like if you want to buy an SUV, that a Model X, that is pretty cool in my opinion. So I think they've actually blown it out of the water with their actual designs for their cars. Now in terms of the exterior, it doesn't look that much different. There's a line through the middle of the car, the middle front of the car, there's like a line, and I guess that's pretty cool. But the back seats with that screen, that it brings, like, that's pretty practical in my opinion that they actually have that, because the price point of this car, like usually a lot of the main criticism these cars got, once again, I don't want to repeat myself, but the main criticism these cars got was that if you're paying $120,000 or $100,000 in fact, you don't want a car that has just a leather interior and that's it, a screen, leather, and that's it. Leather, obviously that wasn't too intriguing for buyers. But now, since they've upped their interior so much that, in my opinion, I think now you can justify paying $100K for this kind of car. And another thing a lot of people aren't mentioning, but the Model S is now horizontal. Like the screen is no longer vertical. So I think that's a big plus, because before, if you had to release a software update, which Teslas do like every week, right? You have to update the screen twice. One, you have to upgrade the screen for the Model 3 horizontal screens, and then you have to update it again for the vertical screens, and that's just too complicated. So they've simplified that as well, and in my opinion, that is pretty good. Now the stock is dipping quite a bit. It's down like 7% or so. the weekly chart actually looks like it fell quite a bit, but I mean, the stock's been up so much that it's actually not that bad if you look at it within the last month. Will I be picking up more shares? Probably not. Maybe if it dips to like low 700s, maybe. But I mean, at this point, Tesla's like basically the majority of the stocks I own. So that's probably the main reason I'm not adding more. If Tesla was like a smaller position of mine, or if I didn't even own Tesla stock, then I would definitely consider it. Like, obviously do your own research and stuff, but I would definitely consider it if you're a long-term investor. If you're trying to trade, I mean, anything can happen. But if you're looking at it for the long term, then that could definitely happen. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. That has been about it, and I'll see you on my next video.